Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Nitya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasang Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 86. Chapter is entitled Arjuna Kidnaps Subhadra. Interesting chapter. And we will be reading from text 10 till text 15. So up to text 14 there is no purport. So text 15 has purport, and that is also written on the board. So we'll chant that verse together and translation and purport. After that we will read the translation of other verses, and after that we'll try to discuss something on these verses. Yatra matrang tahor Doibad upanamati uta Nadhikang tavata tushta Kriya chakre jathochitaha Yatra matrang tahor Doibad upanamati uta Nadhikang tavata tushta Kriya chakre jathochitaha Yatra matrang taharaha Doibad upanamati uta Nadhikang tavata tushta Kriya chakre yathochitaha Vaishnavis. Tatra matram bare maintenance. To and aho aho day after day. Daivat due to his fate. Upanamati came to him. Uta indeed. Na adhikam no more. Tavata with that much. Tushtaha satisfied. Kriyaha duties. Chakre he did. Yatha as. Uchitaha appropriate. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. By the will of providence, he obtained each day just what he needed for his maintenance and no more. Satisfied with this much, he properly executed his religious duties. Purport. An ideal Vaishnava Brahmana, even if encumbered by the ties of family life, should work only as hard as required to meet his obligations. Without being unnecessarily agitated for material advancement, he should devote the best part of his time and assets to his higher duties in the Supreme Lord's service. If a householder can succeed in this program, despite the unavoidable difficulties of this degraded age, he can expect Lord Krishna's personal attention, as will be seen in the case of Sutadeva, the perfect Brahmana of Mithila. So let's read the kidnapping part, the translation. So how Arjuna kidnapped Subhadra Devi is wonderfully explained in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Translation to text number 10. Standing on his chariot, Arjuna took up his bow and drove off the valiant fighters and palace guards who tried to block his way. As her relatives shouted in anger, he took Subhadra away, just a lion takes his prey from the midst of lesser animals. Text 11, translation. When he heard of Subhadra's kidnapping, Lord Balaram became as disturbed as the ocean during the full moon. But Lord Krishna respectfully took hold of his feet and together with other family members pacified him by explaining the matter. Text 12. Lord Balaram then happily sent the bride and groom very valuable wedding gifts consisting of elephants, chariots, horses and male and female servants. What a charity, very good charity. Text number 13. Sukadeva Goswami continued. There was a devotee, topic changed from kidnapping to Brahmana. Okay. There is a devotee of Krishna's known as Sutadeva, who was a first-class Brahmana, perfectly satisfied by rendering unalloyed devotional service to Lord Krishna. He was peaceful, learned, and free from sense gratification. Text 14. Living as a religious householder in the city of Mithila, within the kingdom of Videha, he managed to fulfill his obligations while maintaining himself with whatever sustenance easily came his way. Mukham karati vachalam panghullanghayate giring jatkripatamaham vande Sri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam. Which language? Hindi? English is okay? How many of you understand English here? Please raise your hand. Everybody understands. If somebody cannot understand, little bit translation can be done. Everybody raised hand except 1, 2. You are shocked by that or what? But everybody raised hand today. कोई नहीं आता रहेगा. ठीक है, ओके ना. मैं बीच बीच में हिंदी बोल दूंगा, ठीक है. किसी को अंग्रेजी समझने में थोड़ा दिक्कत होता है, हाथ उठाइए तो. 1, 2, 3 है. क्या करें? Prabhupada was born in Calcutta, preached in English. I don't know, बीच बीच में हिंदी बोल दूंगा क्या? अंग्रेजी बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आता है. Somebody can do that. Hare Krishna. So there are 2 topics here. First topic is Arjuna following in the footsteps of Krishna kidnapped his own sister, means Krishna's sister, Subhadra Devi. All of you know, after leaving Mathura, the first service Krishna did, what was the service? He kidnapped Rukmini Devi. And Arjuna, being the disciple of Krishna, followed in the footsteps of his guru and did the same thing, inspired by his own guru only. Very interesting. So this pastime has a lot of interesting aspects. We should not try to imitate. We should try to learn from these pastimes. Krishna is Lila Purushottam. Don't try to imitate his activities. If you want to imitate someone's activities, that should be the activities of Lord Ram. Because his activities itself are the source of learning. But Krishna's words are the source of learning. Because Krishna's pastimes are super excellent pastimes which cannot be copied or imitated by any conditioned souls in this material world. So Lila Purushottam means who does not follow any rules and regulations of this world. Marjada Purushottam means who follows all the rules and regulations. And Lila Purushottam means to nourish the pastime, he does not follow any rules and regulations of this world. Because Krishna follows only one rule. We follow 4 regulative principles, but Krishna follows one regulative principle. What is that? Pleasing the devotees. That is the only principle Lila Purushottam Krishna maintains. So for the pleasure of devotees, he can do anything, breaking his own vow also. Just like for pleasing Pitama Bhishma, he broke the vow that he will not take any weapon. He broke that. Why? To please grandfather Bhishma. So there are numerous examples. The same principle was established by Krishna. To please his devotees, he is ready to do anything. So here, for the pleasure of Arjuna, Krishna is arranging a beautiful pastime. And Balaram is also participating in that pastime. You should not misunderstand Balaram's activity. Why he disagreed? Why he wanted to give Subhadra to Duryodhana? Why he was with the side of Duryodhana? Because of the fight, he left the whole battle thing and was roaming around in different holy places of India. So our acharyas are explaining Balaram does that because Krishna wants him to do like that, to add some spice in the pastime, different flavor. So only Balaram can give that flavor, nobody else can give that flavor. Balaram can go against Krishna. If there is nobody against you, there is no charm in that activity. If everybody is saying yes, 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 then what's the big deal about it? Everybody is favorable. There is no adventure in that. And that adventure means you must have oppositions. And Kshatriyas love oppositions. And they have to fight that opposition. Brahmanas, they don't like so much opposition. They are very peaceful by nature. But Kshatriya, as soon as oppositions, they are blood. Now, we have something to do. That's the rasa. So Krishna fulfills the desire of everyone, including the rasa of the Kshatriyas. So here, Arjuna being inspired by Krishna, because Krishna wanted Arjuna to marry Subhadra. And Arjuna also became very attracted by seeing Subhadra. And Subhadra also got very attracted by seeing Arjuna. Everything was so wonderfully organized, and Balaram was the only person opposing. But when Krishna told him, here it is mentioned that Krishna grabbed his lotus feet and tried to pacify him. So this is also very important principle to learn. When our seniors are against our ideas, we should try to pacify them in a very respectful way. This is called etiquette in dealings. Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he followed that principle. He never said, I am God, okay? You are my expansion. Don't try to poke nose here. He never said like that. He followed the etiquette as a younger brother. Elder brother is like a father. So Krishna maintained that etiquette. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime also, Mahaprabhu was very, very particular about how devotees are dealing with each other. If that is not maintained, we cannot expect any mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So etiquette in dealings is very, very important. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. One of the main purposes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is to show to the whole world how we should deal with devotees, and especially how we should deal with the seniors. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu particularly demonstrated how he dealt with his seniors, and he expected his followers also to follow the same principle. So Krishna is also showing by his own example how he is dealing with his elder brother. Very respectful. So respectful attitude is very, very important. And Mahaprabhu also has taught us, Amanina Manadena. Ready to offer all respect and not expecting any respect. That is the principle of Ahituki Bhakti, Apratihata Bhakti. When we respect everyone and don't expect any respect from others, in that situation one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. That is the principle. But problem is, in this world we expect respect but not ready to give respect. Right or wrong? Getting respect is not a problem. But expecting respect is a problem. But another problem is when we get, we expect. If we get something regularly, we expect. There is a sadhu who became renounced. Arjuna also came in the form of a renunciate to kidnap Subhadra. So one person became a sadhu and left his village and started staying on a mountain outside of the village in a cave. Very renounced he was. And by seeing his renunciation, the villagers were very happy with him. Very happy with him. And they used to go regularly, at least once in a year, to offer some gifts, just like Vyasa Puja gifts. And he used to get every year. So one year what happened? The same Tithi came, but nobody was coming. And because he used to get every year, that's why he started expecting. And when nobody was coming, he was disturbed. Why nobody is coming? He checked. Still nobody was coming. So he came out from his bhajan kutir to check whether they are coming, they are on the way or not. He was on the top of the hill. Still he could not see anyone coming. Then he climbed on a tree to see whether they are coming or not. They climbed up and reached the top branch, and branch broke. He fell and his bones also broke. That is the result of expecting respect. The bone will break. And problem is that more you go up, more problem. Because we want to go up, na? Up. Sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. I want to be at the top. I want to be the number one. Everybody should be under me. No problem. But if you fall from first floor, chance of survival is there. 10th floor, less chance. But if you fall from 100th floor, you will not be visible. That exactly happened. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful. If you have high position, but if you don't have proper support, there is a great chance, big chance, that will fall down. Because our position is Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayor, Das, 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 as many as possible, Anudas. That is the safest position. If you fall down on the ground, little bit will happen. That's why we have to be grounded. Realized devotees are always grounded. I checked with some seniors who were facing some difficulties in spiritual journey. I asked them why. They said, we forgot our position. So generally, when we climb up, there is a possibility of forgetting our own position. Exactly same thing happened to Brahma. Krishna is teaching through Brahma. Although Brahma was bewildered by the internal potency of the Lord, but through this pastime we can learn when we are in big position, we tend to forget our position as the servant of the Lord. So Brahma tried to test the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of God. What a big offense he committed. Why? Because he was having the highest position in this material world. But he realized that I am facing this problem because I am in a big position. He said, I will commit the same mistake in Kali Yuga. So he went to Mayapur Dham. In Antardip, he started his Gaur Bhajan. He started worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being pleased with him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in front of Brahma. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "What do you want, my dear Brahma?" He said, "My dear Lord, I am 50 years old." Our Brahma is 50 years old. Golden Jubilee just finished. Now it is the first day of Brahma after 50th anniversary. Similar to ISKCON, right? ISKCON also completed Golden Jubilee. So he said, "I have been seeing your pastime, but still I am getting bewildered. Please bless me that I don't get bewildered. I know you will come in Kali Yuga. I may be bewildered again. So I don't want any high position. Please bless me so that I don't misunderstand you or commit offenses at your lotus feet." So Mahaprabhu blessed him that you take birth in a very low family, and because of that you will be very humble, and because of that you will chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times every day, and you will be famous as Namacharya. That is Lord's reciprocation. When we give up our material designation, Brahma gave up his topmost designation, and in reciprocation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the top position in the Sankirtan movement, top spiritual position, the position of Namacharya. So if you want to have spiritual destination, if you want to reach the spiritual destination, then we have to give up our material aspirations. Material aspirations and Krishna consciousness cannot go together. That's why Amanina Manodaya. And that is the test. Some people say, how do I understand I am advancing or not advancing? The test is, we have to check our heart, whether we are expecting respect or we are ready to give respect. If our desire is increasing to give respect, then we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. But our desire to expect, our desire to get respect is increasing, that means we are going opposite in Krishna consciousness. This is a test. And nobody can understand because it's all happening inside. Externally, maybe we are showing so much humility. Prabhu, I am so fallen. I am so sinful. Some devotee told Prabhupada, I am most fallen. Prabhupada said, you are not most of anything. Saying that I am most fallen, that is also a symptom of pride. How you can be most fallen? So we have to be very, very careful in our consciousness. So Rupa and Sanatan, when they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what happened? They revealed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that they are more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. They are not doing any acting because there is no spectator to see their drama. They are sincerely revealing their heart. And same thing happened to Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is singing, Amar Jivan Sada Pape Rato, Nahiko Punnerolas. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is committing any sin. He is a Mahabhagavat. But he is telling, my life is full of sinful activities. Not a trace of piety is there in my life. But for us, if we are doing some nice spiritual journey for some years, we think we have become pure devotees. I was asking a question in a class, how many of you attain love of Godhead? Some people raised hand. Interesting. Interesting. It means they have no idea. Those who are pure devotees, they will never think they are pure devotees. Who thinks they are pure devotees? Those who are Kanishta, they think, Kanishta devotee, they think they are the Uttamadhikari, and nobody else is there in this world other than him or her as a pure devotee. That is the consciousness. But what is the symptom of Uttamadhikari? He thinks that everyone has become a devotee except me. That is the transcendental nature of advancement. We cannot imitate it. It cannot be imitated. It is the natural outcome of the advancement in Krishna consciousness. You cannot imitate it. That's why Rupa Goswami explains Ashtasatika Vikar, 8 symptoms of love of Godhead. But that can be imitated. And in order to protect from cheaters, Rupa Goswami has outlined 9 different symptoms of Bhava Bhakti, which cannot be imitated and which cannot be covered over. That's why someone is at the level of Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, these symptoms will be visible. This is a real test whether someone is at that level or not. So, those qualities will manifest when we cultivate this mood. Amanina Manadena. This is the real tapasya. This is the real austerity to cultivate this quality. This is very, very painful. Because if someone does not give respect, we get really hurt. If someone insults us, oh my God, we will not forget for whole life. Right or wrong? But if someone praises us, it's like a music in our ears. Tell more, speak more. You are in really in transcendental platform, realizing my glories, speak more. But those who are advanced devotees, this glorification will be like a poison in the ears. So this is the test, whether we are advancing in Krishna consciousness or not. So therefore, glorification is very, very dangerous. Hearing glorification is like a suicide. Suicidal. You know that story, right? Arjuna, today is Arjuna's day. So Arjuna was insulted by his brother, elder brother, Yudhishthir Maharaj. Because Yudhishthir Maharaj was really attacked by Karna and was about to be killed. And he escaped and came to the camp. And after that, Arjuna came, hearing this news. And as soon as Arjuna came, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked him, "Did you kill Karna?" He said, "No. I came to see you." And what's the use? What's the use of your Gandiva? He started criticizing Gandiva. And when Arjuna heard the criticism, because he took a vow, whoever will criticize Gandiva, that person should be killed. So now, what to do? Arjuna took a vow to kill. Then Krishna is in problem. Krishna is in problem. What to do now? Arjuna took the vow. How to stop that? Then he said, there are different way of killing. What is the way you can kill? You just blaspheme Yudhishthir Maharaj. Whatever you have in your heart, just release today. Whatever you had throughout your life. Revealing the heart. So, by following the instruction of Krishna, he started releasing. After releasing, because that is also insulting a person is like killing. So, Yudhishthir Maharaj was killed in that way. But after insulting, Arjuna thought, what did I do? What did I do? He's my brother. How could I speak like that? Then he thought, I made a blunder. Then he took a vow, I will commit suicide. Another problem. See Krishna's position, how he is in difficulty dealing with his devotees. So now what to do? Arjuna will commit suicide. Then Krishna said, there is a way to commit suicide. You glorify yourself. Then Arjuna started glorifying himself. That is like suicide. So in this way, we should learn that criticizing or blaspheming a respected person is worse than killing. And glorifying ourselves is worse than committing suicide. But Kali Yuga is the Yuga of self-glorification. Everything is self. We take our own picture, selfie. There is no focus on self. That's why we are so much attached to selfie. Because nobody is taking picture, no? Everybody is self-sufficient. Why to depend on others to take picture? Let us take picture ourselves. Everything is self. Nobody is glorifying. So you should glorify through Facebook. In that way, the Kali Yuga is the Yuga of self-glorification. By that we can understand what a Yuga we are living in. So we should not be into that Kali Yuga influence. Our goal should be to glorify others and criticize ourselves. That is the Vaishnava way of working. And that is the real austerity. Spiritual life means glorifying others and criticizing oneself. If we can do that, then gradually, amanina manadena, quality, will manifest in our character. And one day we can attain the perfection by chanting the holy name of the Lord purely. So here, Arjuna acted in a way that is pleasing to Krishna, and Krishna also acted like a younger brother, following the etiquette, how to give respect to the seniors. So after talking this story, Sukadeva Goswami started narrating the story of a Brahmana. Brahmana from Mithila. Shrutadeva is the name of that Brahmana. And he was a Vaishnava Brahmana. Very, very interesting title, Vaishnava Brahmana. Two words, Vaishnava and Brahmana. So before understanding Vaishnava Brahmana, we should understand who is a Brahmana. Janmana jayate shudra sangaskarad bhaved dija veda patad bhaved vipra brahma janati iti Brahmana. So we take birth in this world from the union of our parents, that is known as birth in ignorance, Sudra birth. Because we stay before birth where? In the womb, that is very bright, dark, ignorance. And when we take birth also in this world is also world of ignorance. We cannot see things. That's why we come in this world crying. This is a symptom of ignorance. Out of fear, we cry. Who is giving birth? She also cries. Who takes birth? He or she also cries. If the baby does not cry, doctors are in anxiety. Something unusual. Cry. If the baby cries, oh, very good. Things are normal. So what is the normal feature of this world? Crying. So we come into this world crying. We go from this world crying. In between, you are knowing also. We are all crying. So crying is the integral part of our material journey. We cannot escape. That's why Prabhupada said, I have established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to teach people how to cry for Krishna. When we cry for ourselves, then we are bound in this material world. But when we cry for Krishna, that opens the door of Vaikuntha. So there is no alternative of crying. There is no choice whether I should cry or not cry. I have to cry. But when I cry for Krishna, then crying is dovetailed in Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada has established this society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to teach people how to dovetail crying for the pleasure of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. What is Vrindavan? Vrindavan means crying for Krishna. That is Vrindavan. And what is material world? Crying for sense enjoyment. I am not getting this, I am not getting that, I am not getting... Lamentation. Hankering and lamentation. We are all crying. We cry if we lose something, lamentation. We cry, you are not getting something, hankering. Hankering, lamentation. Hankering, lamentation. Material existence. And what is spiritual existence? Na sochati, na kankshati. No hankering, no lamentation. In order to experience Vrindavan, we have to stop hankering and lamentation and cry for Krishna. That's what Brajavasis did. So, we take birth in ignorance. That is called Sudra Janma. Janmana Jayate Sudra. Then we take second birth. Human life really begins when we take second birth. For the second birth, spiritual master becomes the father and Gayatri mantra becomes the mother. Second birth. Janmana Jayate Sudra Sangaskarat Bhavet Dija. Dija means twice born. Second birth. And what is the purpose of second birth? We know the purpose of first birth, right? What is the purpose of first birth? Enjoy life. And what is the purpose of second birth? Veda Pathat Bhavet Vipra. The purpose of Dija is to become Vipra. Who is Vipra? Who studies Vedas. To get knowledge is the purpose of human form of life. Why you take birth again? From the spiritual master and Gayatri mantra to study Vedas. And whoever studies Vedas is known as Vipra. And what is the purpose of studying Vedas? Brahma janati iti brahmana. Vedasya sarved aham eva vedya. The purpose of studying Veda is to know Krishna. And whoever knows Brahma, Brahman, he is Brahmana. Brahma janati means who knows Brahman. He is a Brahmana. Not by wearing some sacred thread, we become Brahmana. We got Gayatri mantra, we are now Brahmana. That is external. What is real meaning of Brahmana? Who knows Brahman. He is a Brahmana. And absolute truth can be known at three different levels. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdate. Impersonal effulgence, Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma, the super soul, and Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead. There are three processes for these three goals. Those who are in the process of Jnana, he or she, what they attain? Impersonal effulgence, Brahman realization. Then, those who are taking the path of Ashtanga Yoga, they attain Paramatma, and those who take the path of bhakti, they attain Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, those who take the path of Jnana, they are known as Jnanis. Those who take the path of Ashtanga Yoga, they are known as Yogis. And those who have taken the path of Bhakti, they are known as Vaishnavas. So, those who have attained the Brahmin realization, that Brahmana is known as a Jnani Brahmana. Those who have attained Paramatma, they are known as Yogi Brahmana. And those who have realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are known as Vaishnava Brahmana. So Srila Prabhupada said that one of the main purposes of ISKCON, at that time he said, is to create some Vaishnava Brahmana in this world. So Brahmana expected by Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON should be Vaishnava Brahmana. So here, the Brahmana which is mentioned here, that Brahmana is a Vaishnava Brahmana. Clear? So Vaishnava Brahmana, what is one of the qualification of a Brahmana? It is explained here. He was peaceful, learned, and free from sense gratification. Three qualities are mentioned in text number 13. He was very peaceful. How to attain peacefulness? Bhaktarang jagataposang sarvaloko maheswaram suvidang sarvabhutanam gyatyamang santi vrichyati. Who has realized, accepted that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme proprietor, and Krishna is the all-using friend of everyone, he can attain peace of mind. That is the secret. It's called peace formula. So Brahmana is always peaceful. If mind is not peaceful, you cannot do anything good. And in order to be peaceful, what to do? We have to be in mode of goodness. So Brahmana is in the mode of goodness. That's why he is very, very peaceful. Kshatriya means he is in the mode of passion. कुछ करना है, कुछ दिखाना है दुनिया में. That person is known as Kshatriya. Brahmana, they don't want to show anything to this world because they have seen everything of this world. So they are very, very peaceful, undisturbed. So there was a Vaishnava Brahmana in South India. When Mahaprabhu visited Srirangam, Rangachetra, one Brahmana used to recite Bhagavad Gita every day, 18 chapters, every day. And all of you know, Rangachetra or Srirangam is a place of scholars. But that Brahmana, that Vaishnava Brahmana was not that kind of scholar. But he used to read or chant the slokas from Bhagavad Gita and means mistakes in pronunciations, many mistakes. And by hearing his pronunciation, the scholars used to laugh at him, ridicule him. But when Mahaprabhu saw him, he saw in a different way. Because that Brahmana was experiencing love of Godhead. All the symptoms of love of Godhead were shown in his body, or exhibited in his body. Lesson to be learned. We think, in order to experience love of Godhead, in order to experience the symptoms of love of Godhead, we have to read some high class literature. Bhagavad Gita is for beginners. Right? But here, something else is shown by Mahaprabhu. That Brahmana, he was reading Bhagavad Gita. And by reading Bhagavad Gita, he was experiencing love of Godhead. So which book you are reading is not the cause of love of Godhead. People think like that. I will go to Radha Kund, I will go to Govardhan, I will go to Vrindavan, then I can experience love of Godhead. It's favorable, but we should not think like that by changing place we get love of Godhead. By changing books we get love of Godhead. Change is the symptom of Kali Yuga. By changing externally we cannot experience love of Godhead. By changing our heart we can experience love of God. Change of heart is important. But we are so much enamored by the externals, we are so much enamored by external change. Oh, this Prabhu is pure devotee. Why? List. These are not the list given in Shastra. Somebody asked Prabhupada, what is the symptom of a pure devotee? Prabhupada said, very simple. A pure devotee does not forget Krishna for a moment. That is the symptom of a pure devotee. Other symptoms are all secondary, not important. What is the symptom of a Mahabhagavad? It is the symptom of a pure devotee who does not forget Krishna for a moment, who remembers Krishna 24 hours a day. So this Brahmana was exhibiting the genuine symptoms of love of God. And Mahaprabhu asked, what kind of meaning you are deriving from Bhagavad Gita that you are experiencing such ecstasy? That Brahmana revealed, Sabdartha nahi jani. I don't know the meaning. Suddha Asuddha Gita Puri Guru Aggamani. I am reading Bhagavad Gita, sometimes correctly, sometimes incorrectly, but I am doing that because my Guru ordered me. This is the secret of success. Reading Bhagavad Gita is not the success. Pleasing Guru is the secret of success. Dhruva Maharaj saw Krishna face to face. He said, what benediction you want? He said, I want this benediction so that I can be in the association of the pure devotees. Lord is standing in front. He could have said, I want to be with you. He never said that. But he said, I want to be in the association of pure devotees. Because he knew the Lord came in front of him. Because of who? Because of Narad Muni. But we forget that. If some success comes, oh, I have done it. That is the symptom of Maya. We don't do anything. If you are in the material energy, everything is done by three modes of material nature. And if you are in the transcendental platform, everything is done by Krishna through his internal potency. Everything is done by Krishna. Because after Kurukshetra war, it was revealed who killed everyone. Krishna killed everyone. But externally look like he killed that person, he killed that person. This is Maya. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he predicted that in every town and village all over the world, holy name will spread. It means already spread. Now somebody has to manifest that. But who has done that service? Mahaprabhu already has done it. But we think that we are doing it. We are making so many devotees, accomplished preacher, so many followers in social media, thousands and thousands of people are following me. This is another Maya. So therefore, we have to think always, when Prabhupada was glorified, Prabhupada, you have done so much. He said, I have not done anything. If anything has happened, it is because of the mercy of my spiritual master and hard work of my disciples. And he told that my disciples are the representative of my spiritual master. That is the way Prabhupada saw, because he is a pure devotee. He never takes any credit. He gives credit to others. That is the symptom of a Vaishnava. So you have to practice that. Give credit to others. When we start giving credit, then slowly that will become our habit. And that habit will become character. And when we develop that character, then we are eligible to experience love of God. So here, that Vaishnava Brahmana, he said that I am experiencing this love of Godhead. Why? Because I am trying to read Bhagavad Gita because of the instruction of my spiritual master. So Vaishnava Brahmana is very, very favorite to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why Krishna will go to Mithila. and show his mercy. Why? When someone is a Vaishnava Brahmana, he is very, very dear to Krishna because of his wonderful qualities. So time is up, so other qualities can be discussed later on, because peaceful, then learned, free from sense gratification, and also santushta atma. A Brahmana does not accumulate wealth, no savings. Prabhupada used to say, Brahmana is always a beggar. Even if he gets 1 lakh, that time 1 lakh was a big amount. Even if someone gets 1 lakh rupees, he will remain beggar. Why? He will distribute them. Srila Prabhupada was counting money. Prabhupada was very expert in counting money. And some VIPs came to see him in Vrindavan. The secretary said, please wait for some time. He said, why? So, he is busy. And then came to know he is counting money. The founder Acharya, the sannyasi, the old man is counting money. They are very surprised. Then, after counting was over, Prabhupada called his secretary. He said, this is for Juhu project, this is for Vrindavan project, and this is for Mayapur project. Again, beggar. So, this is the symptom of a Brahmana. He does not accumulate any money. Everything he engages in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the symptom of a Brahmana. So that kind of Brahmana was this personality. In Mithila, his name was Shrutadeva. There is another Brahmana's name also will come. And Krishna went to Mithila with lot of saintly people to show his causeless mercy to these Brahmanas. So in order to attract the attention of Krishna, we have to be a Vaishnava Brahmana. And Prabhupada also expected that those who are full-time devotees joining for the movement, they are expected to be Vaishnava Brahmana. Then Prabhupada will be highly pleased. And when Prabhupada will be highly pleased, then we can get the attention and mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And that is the success of our spiritual life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. I crossed the stipulated time. It's 9:15 now. So today is no prasadam. Today is also Ekadasi. So we can continue a few more minutes if you have any question or comment or reflections, realizations, doubts, clarifications, whatever you have.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class. Maharaj, you mentioned about Vaishnava Brahmanas, that a Brahmana who is self-satisfied with himself, doesn't need anything. And Prabhupada also wanted to make Vaishnava Brahmanas. But one of the symptoms of Kshatriya is passion, get something more to do. But in order for the movement to continue, we need devotees who are also, can go extra mile and preach to different people, reach out to new areas. So how we can understand that a Vaishnava Brahmana can exhibit such kind of a behavior which is coming in a category of a Kshatriya?
Kshatriya never preaches Krishna consciousness. Kshatriya does ruling, administration. Who preaches Krishna consciousness? Brahmanas. We have a misconception that Kshatriya they preach. They don't preach. They cannot beg. They fight. If you don't chant, fight. Okay? So preaching Krishna consciousness, disseminating knowledge of Krishna consciousness is done by Brahmanas.
Krishna Maharaj, Pranam. Maharaj, you have said that hearing glorification is suicide.
Huh?
Hearing glorification is suicide.
I did not say, I repeated whatever has been spoken in Shastra.
At the same time, you said that glorify others, criticize self. So when I glorify others, I am making the other person to hear his glorification.
Yeah. So you are helping them to commit suicide. Very interesting. So, very good comment. So what to do? Now I can explain very important point. It is the duty of the disciples to glorify their guru or gurus. This is the duty of the disciple. So then you say, then guru is hearing. Guru is not hearing glorification. It's like a hot potato, you know. You know hot potato? This is a very favorite item in the Western world, nowadays also in India. Hot potato, you bake the potato and it comes out from the baking oven, it's very hot. But the mother cooks that and immediately gives to her husband. Very hot. Then husband, father is also feeling very hot, pass on. If pass on, then it will become suitable to enjoy that hot potato. But if you keep that hot potato with you, what will happen? It will burn. So hearing glorification and holding with you is like holding hot potato. It will burn the spiritual life. But Guru never hears glorification. Genuine Guru, immediately if someone is glorifying him, he immediately passes on to his Guru, hot potato. Then that Guru will send it to his Guru and ultimately will go to Krishna, who can handle any hot potato. Only object of glorification is Krishna, who can handle any hot potato. Example, Prabhupada's time, Prabhupada Guru Puja was going on, Prabhupada was physically present and receiving that Guru Puja, and devotees are chanting, singing and dancing. One South Indian sannyasi, Swami, came to see that Guru Puja, and devotees are singing Sri Guru Charana Padma, and Prabhupada was also singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. That Swami was bewildered. How come your Guru is worshipping himself? Then he approached another sannyasi there. Then that sannyasi said, it's not like that. We are offering Guru Puja to Srila Prabhupada, that's why we are singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. But he is not accepting that Guru Puja. He is offering that Guru Puja to his Guru, that's why he is singing Sri Guru Charana Padma. This is called Guru Parampara. Passing on the hot potato. Okay, understood? Be very careful. But if you think, no, I am the object of glorification, then what will happen? It's just a matter of time, he will fall down. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, you mentioned about the three kinds of realization, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So yesterday I was discussing with one devotee. So there was one question that this one who goes beyond the three modes. One is a middle platform, is covered by three modes. But when one comes to the platform Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, what is the Visuddha Sattva stage? It is only Brahman, Bhagavan realization, or even below?
No. This conception is very unclear, whatever you have said. One is going beyond material energy. In order to come out from the material world, you have to be free from three modes of material nature. That is called mukti. Mukti means liberation. But liberation does not mean that you can enter into the spiritual world. Those who are Brahman realized, they are out of the material world, but they cannot enter into the spiritual world. They will be in the Brahma Jyoti. Sat, Chit, Ananda. There are three aspects of spirituality. Those who are Brahman realize, they can only experience Brahman, that is Sat. eternal. Those who are Paramatma realized, they understand two, Sat, Chit. And those who are Bhagavan realized, they can realize Sat, Chit, Ananda, three. But they are all at the spiritual platform, different levels of spiritual realizations.
Should we call that they are in Visuddha Sattva?
Vishuddha Sattva are all three of Vishuddha Sattva, but three levels. But actually, real Vishuddha Sattva is when you enter into Vaikuntha, when you attain love of God. That is real Vishuddha Sattva. Read Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything is very clearly explained there. Next. Somebody should coordinate the mic, raising hand and all.
Maharaj, thank you for class. Maharaj mentioned, and also here, the Brahmana is beggar. Prabhupada also used to tell often. Brahmana always makes a beggar because even if he gets 1 lakh rupees, he just distributes it. But we find that there are many rich Brahmanas also. Even in Chaitanya Bhagavatam we find Puttagadyanidhi, rich Brahmana. In every we have Avanti Brahmana story we have. So how the Brahmana used to complete them if they had to be poor?
Brahmana by nature, they should not accumulate wealth. Pathan, Pathan, Jajan, Jajan, Dan, Patigrahan. These are the 6 activities of Brahmana. Pathan, Pathan means they study scripture, teach scriptures. They do Yajna, teach others to do Yajna, and they accept charity and give charity. Accumulating wealth means you are not a Brahmana. Very clear. They live on charity. And whatever is balance, after getting charity, they distribute. They don't keep it for themselves. That is a symptom of a Brahmana. Huh? क्या बोल रहे हैं?
So where they got Brahmanas?
What?
Where they got Brahmanas? I gave example, Puttagadyanidhi, Avanti Brahmana. Where they got Brahmanas? Because they have the money. Rich Brahmanas.
They can have money, but they don't accumulate money.
They had accumulation.
How do you know that they are accumulating money?
Puttagadyanidhi,
Pundarik Vidyanidhi, how do you know that he was that level of Brahmana?
Lord.
He was not in that Brahmana platform. Srivas Thakur was a Brahmana.
Puttagadyanidhi Brahmana. Pandara Brahmana dynasty.
So he had some bank balance, he used to accumulate wealth.
He had lands.
But there are different kinds of Brahmana also, different levels of Brahmana. There are 4 types of Brahmana, 4 types of Kshatriya, 4 types of Vaishya. There are all varieties are there. But ideal Brahmana, according to scriptures, they don't accumulate wealth. They live on charity. Okay? You can keep money in some in God's name. Just like whatever money we get, we keep it in ISKCON. People say you are also accumulating, but we are not accumulating for ourselves. Right? Accumulating for Krishna's service. When we talk about accumulation for our own safety and security. Okay?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, as you were explaining that the Jnanis they merge into Brahman intelligence. The Jnanis they merge into Brahman intelligence, and the Bhaktas who attain Bhagavan realization they go to the spiritual world to go to Vrindavan. What happens to the yogis who attain Paramatma?
Yogi has different levels. Yogi, Ashtanga Yoga has 8 different stages. Yama, Niyama, then Asana, then Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So, some people may get stuck at the level of material opulence, mystic siddhi. Some yogis get stuck there, material platform. Ashta siddhi, very happy. After that, they can go further. They can go to Brahman realization. They can get Sajujya Mukti. But if a yogi, by the great fortune, gets the association of a pure devotee, they may get attracted to the devotional service. Paramatma and forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they get Salokya Mukti. So yogis have different levels of attainment.
So what does it mean when you say Paramatma realization?
Paramatma realization means he can see Paramatma in the heart. But some yogi, they think, oh, Paramatma, oh, personal feature, neglect it. They say, this is not good. They say, no, Brahman. So they switch over to Jnana platform. They reject Paramatma. But some may get attracted by Paramatma and start rendering devotional service. They will get Salokya Mukti. So there are a lot of, what I can say, varieties and motivations for the yogis. But normally they get stuck in Ashtasiddhis, or they can go maximum Brahma Sajujya. And those who are very advanced yogi, they can enter into Vaikuntha in the form of Salokya Mukti. Okay?
Hare Krishna Guru. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Actually, just you have mentioned one quality of Brahmana, that we have three, but you mentioned today one, that is peaceful. And you have mentioned one sloka, that is Bhagavad Gita, from Bhogdara Yektab Sam Sarvlok Maheshwara. But actually, from starting also, I just heard this. So I am getting not peaceful, I get agitated. Krishna is all Sarvalok. Why? Actually, by listening this, I am not getting peaceful. Means how to, through this sloka we can get peaceful.
From this sloka, you will not get peacefulness. When you accept this sloka and practice this sloka in your life, then you will get peacefulness.
Actually, that's we are I'm not ready to accept, because I am thinking that okay, you are Sarvalok Maheshwara, at least you leave this world for me for Bhogdara.
That's why by this, not about you, we are all here because of that only. You are not alone. We are all there with you. Because this is the nature of material existence. We don't accept Krishna is the proprietor. We think we are the proprietor. In the class we give the lecture, Krishna is the proprietor. And if you tell, oh, you told that all money belongs to Krishna, so give to all money to Krishna. No. Everything is Krishna's, why to give? Anyway, it's Krishna's. Whether it's my name or his name, anyway, it's his name. Then change the name, na? That is the proof. If everything belongs to Krishna, then everything should be engaged in Krishna's service. You have to practically demonstrate, na? Not only theoretical lip service. That's why it is recommended those who are earning money, only Grihasthas can earn money, according to Varna Ashram Dharma. Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, they are not expected to earn money. So Grihasthas, why they are allowed to give money? Because they are having the responsibility to maintain other three ashramas. That's why they have to give 50% into charity. By hearing that, people of Kali Yuga, they develop heart attack. Prabhupada wanted to introduce 50%. He understood this is very problematic. Because he wanted to start ISKCON with 64 rounds. You know that? Because that was the Parampara standard. Then when he saw the standard, he thought 64, nobody will come. Everybody will have a heart attack. So 64 became 32, then 16, not 16, minimum 16. But we forget that also. Minimum is taken out, 16, maximum 16. And if you chant more than 16, is a 11th Nam offense, Nam Aparad. 16 is minimum. Because seeing our pathetic situation, Prabhupada realized that 16 rounds is good enough. Just like one story, Prabhupada was giving a lecture. They have disciples made a very big, high assertion. Prabhupada climbed the stairs also there in the session. And he was giving a very heavy lecture. Devotees are thinking, why you made such a Vyasasana? Prabhupada was in a very fiery mood. In order to come back to Godhead, you have to be 100% Krishna conscious. Just giving it and talking again and again, same point. You have to be 100% Krishna conscious. 100% Krishna conscious. By hearing this transcendental message, devotees enter into depression. What to do now? They are thinking 100% Krishna conscious. How it is possible? Prabhupada understood that situation. And he said, okay, 90% Krishna conscious. Still they are not happy. 90% is also a high mark, no? 90%. Then Prabhupada said 80%. Then he came up, then going down on the stairs and took his chadar like that. He said 70%, not less than that. Then we think, oh, 70%, very good news. But if you try for 70%, what will happen? 40%. Fail. So you should not try for 70%, we should try for 100%. If some deficiency will be there, that will be taken care of by the spiritual master. But we have to try to give 100%. Okay? So 50% donation, charity, is a heartbreaking news. Then Prabhupada said 25%. But now I heard 10%. But I introduced a very wonderful formula I heard from another senior Vaishnava. Who can get the benefit of charity? That amount which pinches the heart of the person. If it does not attack, but at least it should pinch. Itna chala gaya. Itna chala gaya. इतना मेहनत करके कमाया, इतना चला गया. ये फीलिंग जब आएगा तब चैरिटी का बेनिफिट मिलेगा. आसानी से दे दिया कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा. हार्ट में कुछ होना चाहिए. That pain, that sensation, that pinch will purify the heart and get the benefit of charity. This is the principle. We have to go through the pain. No pain, no gain. Okay? Practice. It will not come in one day. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Try to give. That's why the Goswamis immediately gave everything. We cannot be Goswamis, but practice. 25%, 10%. Try, improve. Slowly, slowly. And when we practice it, realization will come that everything belongs to Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj, he was the emperor of the whole kingdom. As soon as he got the news, immediately left the kingdom. No. Okay. क्या होगा? Nothing. Immediately he left the palace. Why? Because he was practicing Krishna consciousness, fully detached. Although he was the emperor of the whole world. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Okay. Today, long question answer. Very good.
He was mentioning that by changing or reading esoteric books, we don't attain love of Godhead. By transformation of heart only, we attain love of Godhead. So my question is, what should be our disposition to higher books like the books of those Swamis or the Acharyas, beyond Srila Prabhupada, Thakur and other previous Acharyas? What should be our disposition? Should we read them? Or should we read them after making sufficient advancement, or should only very advanced devotees should read? What should be our disposition?
So Prabhupada also has very clearly said, Bhagavad Gita is like high school study, Bhagavatam is the college study, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is like university PhD study. Already gradation has been given. Prabhupada said Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, all different levels of study. So somebody has to be qualified, just like we have primary school, KG school, then high school, high secondary school, college, university. So in that way also we can graduate like that, under the guidance of an able teacher. Then things are all right. In 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes, any serious student of Bhagavatam should consult the commentaries of the previous acharyas. So those who have understood Bhagavatam properly, they can refer other acharyas' commentary for better understanding. But without understanding Bhagavatam, if you refer this and that, you will be more confused because you are not eligible, because you have not understood Bhagavatam properly. So some level of understanding has to be there in order to have advanced study. But advanced study is already recommended, indicated, encouraged by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Hare Krishna. But I made the point that by reading higher books, you will not get realization. That should be understood, that by reading high level of books, you will get high level of realization. That is not the truth. By reading Bhagavad Gita also, you can get love of God. That is the principle Mahaprabhu is teaching. The main principle is that how your heart is purified. You can know Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can know Bhagavatam heart to heart, but still you may not be changed in your consciousness. That may also happen. But by reading one verse of Bhagavatam, one can get love of God. By reading one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, one can get love of God, depending on his level of Krishna consciousness. That is the point. पीछे
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, when we associate with the devotees, we try to become humble. But when we go outside, we meet with the non-devotees and work outside. That time when we try to become humble, then we are getting exploited. So in this way, when again we try to associate with the devotees, then the mindset impacts us. So in this situation, what should we do?
First, you have to understand whether you are proud or humble, you will be exploited in this world only. It's not that by becoming proud, you will not become exploited. This is the world of exploitation. Material world is the world of exploitation. That's why we want to be proud. Why? Because if we are in a high position, then we can exploit better. And why we want to exploit? Because we have a concept. More we exploit, more we become happy. But spiritual world is the world of service. So exploitation gives frustrations and service gives happiness. So humble doesn't mean artificially becoming something. It's not like that. What is humility? Acting on our real platform. Acting on reality. Acting on knowledge. Pride means acting in ignorance. But sometimes humility is misunderstood. Hanuman was humble or proud? What did he do? He burned the whole Lanka. It was humble or? We think humble means Hare Krishna. Prabhupada said our humble devotee is Arjuna. Our humble devotee is Hanuman. Why he is humble? Because they did that for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of God. That is called humility. Humility means who does everything for the pleasure of the Lord. That is humility. Okay? So Hanuman burned Lanka, became the commander-in-chief in the army. And that Hanuman became a flag in Dapar Yuga, in Kurukshetra war. He was happy. So Hanuman didn't want to become a flag or didn't want to become the commander-in-chief. He wanted to become what is expected from him by Lord Ramchandra or by Lord Krishna. That is called humility. What is expected from me. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any other? Last question. This side, no question? They are hearing what? If you have any question, you can ask also.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. This is the clarification on charity percentage. 0.5%.
I clarified very
You want to clarify further clarification.
further clarification. Okay.
This is for those who are nowadays mostly working in private industries. Africa, they don't get any pension. So they
survive on their accumulated wealth. So for them, what will be the advice for charity? What percentage?
The principle remains the same. Unless you have some pinch within, you cannot get the benefit of charity. That principle is universal principle that cannot be changed. Amount can change. Those who are very miser giving 100 rupees can give a big pinch, maybe attack also. Right? So I tell a story, but at least start giving. So one Brahmana, one sadhu went to a house and one lady came out. We generally give this lecture to the new audience. And she was against charity, and especially to the sadhus. Said, I will teach a lesson. That husband was not there at home. Said, today I will teach this sadhu that he will never beg. These guys, they don't know how to work. They are begging and wasting their lives and wasting our life. So she took ash. You know ash, right? That time, ancient times cooking. Nowadays ash is not available because everything is gas. So that ash he took and gave it to that sadhu. And thought sadhu will be disgusted, very disturbed. But sadhu was so happy by getting that ash. He said, thank you so much. I'll come back tomorrow. She thought that her plan did not work. She said, I gave you ash and you are happy. You'll come back again. He said, yes, because today you started giving. Today you gave ash and definitely tomorrow you will give me cash. So, start giving. Even if it is 100 rupees, 50 rupees, start giving. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hope it is clarified. More clarification, we can talk privately. Any other question? Or we will end here? So almost 10 o'clock, 9:45. Huh?
As you said, that Aman in Aman, follow this principle. So we try to, I try to follow this principle, but still, although we try to look good qualities in devotees, but still, because everyone has some struggles, we also have some struggles. So we see others struggle, and sometimes that feeling comes in the heart that, oh, he is also struggling, he has some problems. So how to make sure that we ignore their struggles and we see their good qualities, and we see our struggles, not our good qualities.
So I'll try to analyze the problem, because we have a very judgmental mind. Modern educated people have judgmental mind. They judge externally. How he is eating, how he is sleeping, how he is chanting, how he is doing. Then we make some notes by seeing his externals. This is the platform of offense. Judgmental mind. So we have to come out from that judgmental mind first. We cannot judge. A Vaishnava cannot be judged externally. That is the first point. That is the main problem I see in our society also, judgmental. Second is that we have to see through the eyes of Shastra. Bhagavatam says, Kalet doshe nidher rajan. Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. So that includes me also, right? It talks about everyone. Kalet doshe nidher rajan. So seeing faults is not a good qualification. You don't need to be trained up to see faults. We are already achieved PhD in finding faults. Perfection ho gaya hai. Because we have practiced for many lifetimes, and through that practice we got perfection. How to find faults is our natural Raganuga platform. Right? You don't have to try for it. It catches like a magnet. That's why you have to be first philosophically understanding. There are 5 levels of people. 5th level, they only see faults in others. Nothing else they see. Only fault, fault, fault and fault. Then 4th level, they see good and bad, both. But they focus on bad. They talk about bad, they discuss about bad, their focus is bad. But they can see good. So little improvement has taken place, 4th level. 3rd level, they see both good and bad equally. And also treat equally. 3rd level. 2nd level, they see both good and bad, but they focus on good. And top level, they can only see good. Paramahansa level. And he is eligible to enter into the spiritual world. Prabhupada was like Paramahansa. So at least we should be at the 2nd level. But because of our influence of modes, we tend to see bad qualities. No problem with that, but try to focus on good qualities. If one person is disturbing your consciousness, this person is having this fault, that fault, so make a checklist. This person has so many bad qualities. Then you should also check, does he have any good quality? Make that checklist also. Then focus on these good qualities. That's the way our acharyas taught us to change our habit. Our habit is to see bad. Now we have to change our habit to see good. That needs austerity. And familiarity, when we become familiar, when we stay close, then tendency to see bad is very prominent. That's why Srila Prabhupada used to change his secretary regularly. Because as soon as you become familiar, you will find faults. And if disciple finds faults in spiritual master, that is very dangerous for his spiritual life. That's why out of mercy, Prabhupada used to change his secretaries. That's why you have to have respectful distance from the Vaishnavas. Just like fire. If you stay very close to fire, you may be burned. And if you stay too far from the fire, no effect of fire. That's why you have to have safe distance. So that is very, very important principle. Respectful distance has to be maintained in order to have healthy Vaishnava community. Okay? Hare Krishna. Complete? Okay, thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि।